Have you heard the news? Disney World has tons of incredible experiences, tours, events, souvenirs, food, diving that you've never done, but you should. And DFB's got the scoop. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. So fun fact about this channel, we're actually a team made up of a whole lot of different roles. If you've been watching for the past few years, you already know Bria, my script writer, but we've also got members on our team who do editorial, video production, write super fun pieces on our website. And we've got our whole reporter team out there too, who are in the Disney parks every single day, uncovering the truth, eating everything, finding the latest news, and discovering the Disney World experiences that, well, you've never heard of. So thanks to our ace reporters on the case, we've gathered the top under the radar Disney experiences, and they've agreed you should know about them before you book the rest of the trip. I agree with them. Now we're going to start in a little bit of a different way, maybe something you wouldn't expect. You might know Disney best by its daytime park offerings, but when the sun goes down, that doesn't mean the fun wraps up. Here are 4 unique Disney World activities that take place once the stars come out. We're going to head to the Edison over in Disney Springs. Now, before the pandemic, the Edison really went above and beyond with their late night entertainment offerings. And while those offerings have definitely been, pared down a little bit since then, now the Edison's evening entertainment is for the whole family, and it's still a lot of fun to check out if you decide to dine and drink at this industrial Gothic location at night. Typically, the Edison's evening entertainment features live bands and smooth jazz stylings, but the music and artists do vary, so you're never really going to get the same show while you're there during your vacation. The show usually begins around 7 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and around 6:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Either way, each act tends to run until about 10:30 p.m. By the way, there are a lot of different live entertainment opportunities hiding out inside several restaurants around Disney Springs, and they don't all just happen at night. We talk about every single one in our new DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining over on dfbstore.com. But just to give you a little teaser for which Disney Springs restaurants have entertainment available, you can also find exclusive music acts taking place at dining experiences like Raglan Road, House of Blues, Paradiso 37, and the Boathouse, just to name a few. Next up, let's talk Starlight Safari. Seriously, if you didn't love Animal Kingdom Lodge enough during the day, then the nighttime entertainment will surely seal the deal for you. Animal Kingdom Lodge has a full-on savanna in its backyard with over 30 wildlife species, including zebras, giraffes, gazelles, antelopes, flamingos, and more. And during Animal Kingdom Lodge's hour-long Starlight Safari, which takes place well after the sun goes down, you'll hop into a cast member-driven vehicle that takes you directly onto the savanna grounds so you can spot as much wildlife as possible using night vision goggles. How cool is that? How many of us have used night vision goggles, right? Raise your hand. Now, the Starlight Safari is usually offered twice nightly, but times do vary, so you'll want to check the Disney World website to see what the schedule looks like on the night you want to make reservations. Prices also vary by date, but usually you can expect to pay around $75 to $89 per person, and guests must be at least 8 years old to participate. Now, here's one we don't talk about very much at all, the page-to-stage signature experience. Cirque du Soleil in Disney Springs is offering a brand new VIP tour, the Page to Stage Signature Experience, which offers not only tickets to the show, but commemorative souvenirs, included snacks, and best of all, a backstage tour of the theater where you get to see how the Drawn to Life acrobatic show is all put together through its costumes and set pieces, props, makeup, safety harnesses, motion tracking technology, and more. The Page to Stage Signature Experience is only offered following the late performances on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, which means it typically happens around 8 p.m. Tickets are $285 for adults, $225 for kids, and with your ticket, you'll get premium seating for the Drawn to Life show that takes place before the tour. Only 9 spots are available for each tour, so you'll definitely need to book your spots well in advance if you know you're going to want to see this experience during your next visit. This is definitely something I would have done with my dad if he were still around, but I know he's looking at it and getting jealous just seeing it from above. After 5 p.m., Scat Cat's Club and Lounge opens for business at Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter, and it stays open till midnight. But if you swing by here on the weekend, like on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, this lounge comes to life with live jazz music starting at 7:30 p.m. So you can enjoy some cocktails, enjoy some beignets, and enjoy some great tunes too. So I want to start out this next point with two major disclaimers. One, you do need a scuba certification to book this behind the scenes tour. Just getting that out of the way right now so you don't get too excited before you realize you'd have to take a year or so to get your scuba certification, or like a day. I don't know. How long does it take? And two, at the time of recording, Dive Quest is not available to book. But it will be returning in the spring of 2025. And when it returns, this is what you have to look forward to. Dive Quest in Epcot gives you the chance to literally swim in the saltwater aquariums that you'll find around Sea Base, located at the exit of the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Now, while the tour is 2 hours long, only 40 minutes of it will actually take place inside the aquarium itself. The other 80 minutes will take you behind the scenes to see inner workings of that 5.7 million gallon tank and all its fishy inhabitants. Tour prices are $229 to $249 per diver. The paparazzi are going wild for this exclusive vacation experience, which happens inside every single Disney World theme park. Capture Your Moment is an enchanted add-on experience, which gets you a 20-minute private photo session with a Disney PhotoPass photographer. And if you need more time for more pictures, you can always book back-to-back sessions for 40 uninterrupted minutes of one-on-one professional Disney World photos. Capture Your Moment costs $99 per each 20-minute session, but here are the locations where you can have your private photo shoots take place. At Epcot, you can choose one of the World Showcase pavilions, including Italy, Japan, Germany, Morocco, or American Adventure. At Animal Kingdom, all your photos are going to have a backdrop that includes the park's impressive Tree of Life. At Magic Kingdom, of course, you can get your picture in front of the iconic Cinderella Castle without any other guests photobombing your shot. But other locations around the park could also include Fantasyland, Liberty Square, and Main Street, USA. And at Hollywood Studios, you got several different options to choose from over there. They could include settings in Toy Story Land or Hollywood Boulevard, Echo Lake, Sunset Boulevard, or around Galaxy's Edge, which means you could have private photos in front of Star Wars settings like the Millennium Falcon, a First Order shuttle, the Black Spire Outpost Market. That place is so beautiful. I wish I could live in there. Or the ancient ruins around Batuu. For the record, while these Capture Your Moment sessions are great when you're celebrating something like a honeymoon or engagement or birthday, Disney will not allow you to wear wedding attire during these photo shoots, nor do they allow any sort of outfits or costumes that drag on the ground. So long robes and cloaks and big fancy gowns might be out of the picture too, literally. But let's say you don't want to pay $99 for a 20-minute photo session, or you try to pay for a 20-minute photo session and it's already booked up. While those typical quick and non-private PhotoPass sessions that happen during the regular park hours are always free for you to use, you just got to pay for the pictures that you want to keep after the fact. Some of those free PhotoPass locations tend to be more private than others just because they're lesser known. And of course, if there's a big long line behind you, you can't sit there for 20 minutes with your PhotoPass photographer. But again, if you want something free that isn't very frequented, honestly, and I don't know why, you can try the Disney PhotoPass Studio inside Disney Springs. The Disney PhotoPass Studio is located in the Marketplace area, sandwiched between Marketplace Co-op and Ghirardelli Soda Fountain, and it's pretty easy to walk on past it if you're not looking for it. But when you do find it, this is a little photo studio where you can choose your virtual backdrop, maybe a prop or two, and take a few family photos that you can access through your memory maker on your My Disney Experience app. Just like a regular PhotoPass stop in the parks, you don't need a reservation for this studio, and often you don't really have to worry about that much of a wait either. After you're done with your session, you can see your pictures immediately at the viewing stations off to the side. And if you don't want to wait to purchase these once you get back home, you can buy and print them right there to take with you. You might also want to do a free and underrated PhotoPass session inside Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom. In Sir Mickey's gift shop, you can have a full-on PhotoPass photo shoot at the Royal Portrait Studio, complete with a seasonal backdrop, magic shots where fun additional Disney-fied features are added to your pictures after they're taken, and several photo props too, just for fun additional flair. But before you get ready for your close-up, track down one of the shop's fairy godmothers, those are the ones holding the magic wands, so you can also get a free glitterific pixie dusting. Even the Disney resorts have unique PhotoPass sessions you can try on for size. For example, there's a photo op set up at the Grand Floridian with a colorful backdrop and the famous glass slipper that poor old Cindy just could not keep on her foot when fleeing from the ball. You can find it on the second floor of the resort's main building above the lobby. Again, totally free. While only service dogs and service ponies are allowed inside the Disney World parks, that doesn't mean you gotta leave poor Fido behind when you're packing up for vacation. Select Disney World resorts actually have pet-friendly rooms, including Art of Animation, Port Orleans Resort Riverside, Yacht Club, and the cabins and campgrounds at Fort Wilderness. So what do these pet-friendly accommodations look like exactly? Each of these resorts has special floors and sections and blocks of rooms that are pre-assigned for guests staying with pets. These specific rooms also have easy access to the outdoor pet relief areas and designated walking trails. Plus, dog-friendly Disney World resorts will provide guests and their furry companions with Pluto's welcome kit at check-in, which includes a feeding mat, bowls, plastic disposable bags, ID tag, puppy pads, dog walking mat, and a Pluto Do Not Disturb door hanger, though contents may vary. Convenient, right? But there are a few rules you need to know before packing up your pooch for the big trip. First, there is a pet cleaning fee at these resorts, which will put you back $50 per night at Art of Animation in Port Orleans Riverside and $75 per night at Yacht Club, but just $5 per night at the Fort Wilderness campgrounds. You must provide Disney with your dog's up-to-date vaccination records. You need to bring your own dog food since dog food isn't for sale on property, and only 2 dogs are permitted per room. But also the majority of common areas at the resorts, even the pet-friendly ones, are off limits to dogs except for service animals. If you're worried about leaving your 4-legged friend behind all day while you go and play around the parks, you can also choose to board him or her for the day at Best Friends Pet Care instead, which is a full-service animal care facility right on Disney World property. And good news, they also allow cats and other small animals to stay there too. Best Friends Pet Care services include everything from playtime for a couple of hours to full overnight retreats with lots of Disney-style pampering. For more information about Best Friends Pet Care, including specific prices, call 877-WDW-PETS, and you can also visit their website to take a virtual tour. So our good friend Douglas Fir, the talking tree, should be on the front page of the papers every day, but we tend to only see him roaming the Disney Springs streets at select times of the year. More commonly, we see him out and about around Christmas time, but last summer we also saw him making his rounds and sporting a bunch of lovely citrus fruit in honor of the Flavors of Florida event. But what is the Flavors of Florida event? I'm glad you're here. This event is very cool and you need to know about it pronto if you're planning a trip to Disney World this summer. I like to think of the Flavors of Florida event as the unofficial 5th Disney festival outside of Epcot, just because it offers many of the same things that the Epcot Festival offers, and you won't even need a park ticket to access it. Typically, Flavors of Florida happens toward the second half of the summer. Last year it started up July 1st and ended August 11th, and during that time, over 40 eateries and restaurants all around Disney Springs showcase limited time dishes and drinks specifically for the event. But here's something people really don't know about. You can also register for free demonstrations from various chefs behind hit Disney Springs restaurants, including Morimoto Asia, Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, Eat by Manit Shawan, and many more. In 2024, registration was hosted on Eventbrite, but we'll let you know where to register for these demos once we learn more about what's going to be available during this year's event. And new in 2024 were the Flavors of Florida pairing events at beloved spots like Wine Bar George, the Edison, Paddlefish, and others, which does cost extra, but still a truly unique experience with paired drinks and lots of food. During Flavors of Florida, you can stop by the Disney Springs Welcome Center or pretty much any participating Flavors of Florida location for an event guide to help you keep track of where you can find these limited time offerings. Disney World has several limited time events that happen throughout the year, and so many might go unnoticed by you just because they're a little more under wraps than others. So if you want to learn more about Disney's exclusive events that happen each month, as well as what closures and forecasted weather you might want to keep on your radar as well, be sure to scan the QR code you see on the screen right now. Or if you're watching this video from your phone, go ahead and head to disneyfoodblog.com/WDW calendar after this, and we're going to send you our free guide highlighting Disney's big calendar of activities and alerts. When you're having a Disney resort hopping day, Fort Wilderness might get left off your list just because it's kind of out in the boonies and it doesn't have a grandiose lobby to ooh and ah over like you're going to find at other resorts like the Grand Floridian or Grand Casino Tower at Coronado Springs or Animal Kingdom Lodge. But as a Fort Wilderness guest, or even as a non-Fort Wilderness guest who just wants to pop in for a day visit, There's a full day's worth of activities hiding out amongst the cabins and campgrounds, and honestly, probably a full week's worth of activities. So let me help you plan out your perfect day at Fort Wilderness. Let's start the day bright and early with a grab-and-go breakfast at Trails End at 7:30. This will fuel you with enough energy before you head out to go kayaking or canoeing right at 9 a.m. around the resort's inlets and waterways. Kayaks and canoes cost extra, just $15 per hour, but they're all first come, first serve. So the earlier you can head over to the bike barn and claim your rental, the better. You might also want to instead choose to book the Wilderness Back Trail Adventure, where you get to take a guided tour on your own Segway rental. Typically, this 2-hour tour happens around 8:30 a.m., and it is recommended that you book this activity ahead of time. At 11:30 a.m., you can take archery lessons alongside an experienced guide to help you channel your inner Merida or Hawkeye or Katniss Everdeen. Archery lessons usually happen twice daily, and you can either book them in advance or take your chances to see if there's any walk-up availability on the day you're visiting. Around 1 p.m., it'll be snack time, so you can pick up a quick bite to eat over at Meadow Snack Pool Bar and decide from there if you want to take a dip in the pool while you're in the area. Or mosey on over to the Tri-Circle D Ranch to visit the Disney horses, or maybe even go horseback riding while you're at it. Perhaps you'd be more interested in booking a carriage ride around the resort. So many equestrian possibilities. We're going to go ahead and book an early dinner over at Hoop-De-Doo Musical Review, of course, so you can see Disney's only dinner theater show. But you'll still have time to swing by for the free Chippendale Campfire Sing-Along when it starts up around 7 or 8 p.m. You want to check with the front desk or study one of the posted resort activity guides for all the updated times. All right, that was a full day. But that's not even all the activities you can do at Fort Wilderness. These are just some of our favorites, so don't let this outdoorsy resort fool you. There's a lot going on here that you wouldn't think you'd be able to experience in Disney World. How about you explore your creative side during your next Disney hotel visit? Several of the Disney resorts have crafty activities available for you to participate in. I'll give you a few examples now, but make sure you check your hotel's activities guide when you arrive, just to see what other artsy-fartsy activities might be offered during your visit. You'll find these guides more often than not posted around the hotel lobby or near the feature pool, but you can also typically find your hotel's events listed on the main resort TV channel, your Hey Disney mobile device, or even by just walking up to the front desk and asking a cast member about it. So here are a few examples that you can do at your hotel. First is design your own mosaic. Coronado Springs has had a premium design your own mosaic crafting opportunity for a while now, but other Disney resorts have started to adopt this artistic add-on too. Like All Star Music, for instance, here you can pay to craft a mosaic in the shape of a music note, and over at Animal Kingdom Lodge you can create a mosaic in the shape of young Simba. Second example, String of Memories. Speaking of Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, there are quite a few different arts and crafts opportunities you can take part in here, ranging from tie-dyeing t-shirts, one of my favorites, to making your own African bangles and designing safari zippers. But one of the coolest and most underrated activities here is the String of Memories, where an African cultural representative will take you around the resort to complete tasks and earn beads that you can string into a necklace or bracelet or something else entirely. Next example, Under the Seashell Painting. What you'll come to find out real fast is that many of the resorts not only have activities that you can find across multiple hotels, like t-shirt tie-dyeing. What you'll come to find out really quick is that many of the resorts not only have activities you can find across multiple hotels, like that t-shirt tie-dyeing, but also crafts that are very specific to each resort's theming. Under the Seashell Painting is one of the more specific offerings for Caribbean Beach, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You get to paint your own seashell. And lastly, paint a pineapple. Y'all, Polynesian Village is a hub for tropical themed arts and crafts. Not only can you often make a kukui nut necklace here, but you can also paint a ceramic pineapple to take home. Cocktails are good. Disney cocktails are great, and the cocktails that you learn to make yourself while you're on Disney property are the best because it's a fun experience. The Three Bridges Bar and Grill in Disney's Coronado Springs gives you the option to enroll in the professionally led Sangria University. I definitely want a degree from there. And this is where you're going to learn about sangria history and get the chance to make a sangria of your own. Not only that, you'll also get to taste the 4 house-made sangrias that the restaurant serves, followed by some light appetizers if you're starting to feel a little bit peckish. This is a 90-minute class with prices that range from $69 to $79 per student, depending on the time of year you're booking, as well as if you want to add on any premium spirits to your own sangria creations. And though the mixology course in sangria tasting is only for those 21 and older, if you have any younger party members that would still like to learn about sangria history, they're welcome to join and will be served a flight of non-alcoholic beverages instead. However, they will still have to pay the full price for the experience, which is kind of a bummer. Meanwhile, over at Disney Springs, you might be able to sign up for a mixology class at the Edison when they're available. Throughout the year, the Edison will offer up exclusive weekend classes, many times capped at 10 guests per session, that'll give you hands-on experience where you'll be able to explore the basics of mixology, learn a recipe or two, or even discover some tools and techniques that you can take back home with you and impress your friends during your next cocktail hour. These classes are tailored to your group's interests, and each session comes with 2 to 3 cocktails as well as a light lunch. Just beware, this is going to be a much pricier mixology class than at Sangria University, since the Edison's classes start at $100 plus per guest. You can request a class over on the Edison website, but make sure you at least give the restaurant a 72-hour advance notice. Aspiring mixologists and bartenders, or just people who really like tequila who are 21 and over, might instead want to take part in the La Cava experience at Epcot's La Cava del Tequila. During the class, you'll learn about the history, culture, and tradition of this Mexican spirit, as well as get to sample some of the more rare tequila offerings out there that you're not going to find premixed into any old happy hour margaritas. This is the good stuff. The La Cava experience costs $180 per person on top of your regular theme park ticket price. And although you're definitely paying for the top-of-the-line tequila tastings here, I think it's important to note that, yeah, there will be chips and guacamole available, but no actual full meal. Whether you consider yourself a sports enthusiast or you're someone who could barely hit the tetherball around the pole during middle school, hi, that's me, Disney has a lot of fun athletic offerings for all sporty skill levels, like foot golf. Nope, not golf, more like soccer and golf combined. So you kick a ball and try to score a hole in one instead of using a club. Foot golf is a family-friendly offering over at Disney's Oak Trail course, featuring 9 holes and an afternoon of fun. You can make reservations in advance over on golfwdw.com, and while the Orlando area might not have a full-on beach for you to access, Disney is still able to offer surf lessons over at their Typhoon Lagoon water park. Whenever this park is open, that is. Currently, it's not, but it won't stay that way forever. Stay tuned, we think end of March. The Typhoon Lagoon wave pool creates massive waves that they're perfect for hanging 10 or doing some totally tubular moves, or insert other surf lingo here. I am not a surfer dude at heart. There are 2 different types of surf sessions you can potentially book. One is the open surf, where you and other surfers will be able to catch some waves either during the morning surf, which starts at 6:30 a.m., or the evening surf, which starts 30 minutes after the park closes. I'll probably be at that one. In either case, these surf sessions last 3 hours, and each surfer is guaranteed at least 10 waves. Then there's the private surf, which also has morning and evening 3-hour time slots, but instead of sharing the wave pool with a handful of other surfers, you get to book it for just you and up to 25 of your closest friends, which means you could be shredding so many waves in 3 hours. You can shred waves, right? I think that's a thing. Anyway, these are all pricey, as you can imagine. Like the open surf has a starting price of $245 per person. The private surf has starting prices of $1,300, which may be more worth it considering if you get more waves to surf and you get to bring up to 25 people with you, it kind of works out. At either rate, you will need to book your sessions in advance through the Disney website, again, when they're available, and you will need to make the full payment at the time of booking. All right, let's put a pin in the expensive surf sessions. What if you're just looking for a little game of horse on the basketball court? You want to whack around a tennis ball for the afternoon. Several of Disney's resorts have free courts you can access while you're staying on property. You'll just have to show your valid resort ID at the hotel's rental location to pick up any equipment you might need. Some of the courts you might be able to find are volleyball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts, even pickleball courts too. I heard those have been all the rage lately. Want to know the best thing about all of these under-the-radar experiences that our ACE reporters have brought to the surface today? There are so many more experiences we still need to share with you. And that's front page worthy news. So make sure to stay tuned for more DFB videos featuring more exciting add-on and unknown experiences. And don't forget to download our full Disney World events calendar over at disneyfoodblog.com/WDW calendar. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.